Good evening and welcome to the second video tonight, as promised, regarding transfer deadline day and what happened. So, I woke up in the morning, transfer deadline day, to the news that they'd agreed the deal for Isak and he was coming to Liverpool. And I was so happy to hear that. Yeah, this has been an incredible transfer window from Liverpool. It really has. And then a few hours later, they were saying Mark Guehi was coming as well. And I was just like, oh my God, this is just, it's unprecedented from Liverpool to not to sign as many players as we did, but to sign the quality of players that we've signed. That is something that I haven't seen before from Liverpool. Yes, we've signed Alisson, we signed Van Dijk, but they were on the back of selling a player for maximum money, Coutinho. But this was something different. This transfer window has been different. Different approach. Liverpool strengthening from a position of strength as well, which is good, which is what you should do. So yeah, it was just amazing. And the fact that Isak actually arrived, because I was worried, man, until I see him in that red shirt and it's all official. I don't believe anything's happening. I'm very, cautious to celebrate too soon. And the Mark Guehi thing just demonstrates that, because I understand why Palace didn't sell him in the end, why they pulled out. But they really let Mark Guehi down, the player, because he did, as the mainstream media are making out, he did everything right. He did everything correctly. He played all the games, he trained, he did everything, that respecting the club, the fans, as everyone has said. Yeah, everyone has said how great Mark Guehi behaved. And I agree, he was very, very, kind of respectful to his club. And, and he came out and he said it. He said that they meant a lot to him, how they treated him and his family. And he said, he seemed like a really stand-up guy, And it's such a shame for him that he didn't get his move, because obviously they'd agreed to sell him, because the deal sheet had been done, had been submitted, he'd had his medical, they'd agreed, the clubs had agreed the fee, everything was agreed. And it's not like, listen, he's got a year left of his contract. And this is another thing that bothers me about this transfer window, though, which I'll come on to in a minute. But let me just talk about this first. Hold on. Mark Guehi, I feel sorry for the guy, because he's been deprived of his dream move to Liverpool. Going to the Champions, he's probably going to win the league this year if he comes for Liverpool, possibly Champions League as well, then go to the World Cup with England. He wanted that. He told Palace months ago he was not going to sign a contract with them and he was going to leave. The Palace chairman said at the beginning of the transfer window, if Mark Guehi doesn't sign a contract, we're going to have to sell him. So why didn't they get a replacement in for him? And everyone's saying how Liverpool trying to sign him on the cheap. They're not. They just took advantage of an opportunity. They took advantage of an opportunity to sign a top-level operator. And why wouldn't you do that? When you're in business, that's what you do. You take advantage when the market provides you with the advantage, if you're in a position to do so. So I just don't get the attack on Liverpool. And if you look at it, it's not isolated with this Mark Guehi feedback as well. I've no doubt Mark Guehi will come to Liverpool at some point now. I believe he's going to come. There's reports saying that he's going to give up the captaincy and he's going to try and terminate his contract and all this kind of stuff. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll continue to be professional as he is, and he'll continue to behave in a good manner, respectfully to Palace, even though they shafted him, and he'll either come in January or he'll come at the end of the year, at the end of the season, for free. And that's Palace's fault. The Palace have lost their 35 million that they were going to make on him. And, they made a choice. They wanted to keep him for another year. fair enough. He's their player. They can do that. But I think they let him down. If I'm honest, I feel sorry for the guy. Not because he was coming to Liverpool, but I feel sorry for how he's driving up to Liverpool and he's told the deal's off. I mean, that's pretty bad. But look, that's what happened. And even though that happened, it's still been an amazing transfer window from Liverpool. They really, I mean, and people are talking about how Liverpool trying to buy the title and, oh, what about Man City? You complain about Man City and you complain about Chelsea when they spend money. But look at what you guys are doing. Well, let's just break down what we did. We spent 480 million euros, okay? Which is about 400 million pounds. We've recouped, I think it's somewhere in the region of 250 million euros when you think of all the sales that we've made. Okay? So our net spend is 200 million pounds. Arsenal have spent more than Liverpool, net spend. Manchester United have spent more than Liverpool. So why is everyone losing their minds? Because Liverpool spent 400 million. Last season, we spent 10 million on Chiesa. We spent nothing in January. I mean, I don't have the facts. How much did Arsenal spend last season? Liverpool have not operated like this for a long time. They've condensed their spending into one window. And let's not forget as well, Liverpool's revenue was close to 680 million last year. What they brought into the club from their commercial, match day revenue, all that stuff, sponsorship, almost 700 million. And their success in the Premier League and the Champions League, what they got from there. So Liverpool are not spending what they don't have. And they're still recouping as well. So I don't understand what the problem is with Liverpool spending money. Do I think Liverpool will do this every transfer window? No, I don't think so. Because Liverpool are not run like that. But, you know, for people to lose their minds over Liverpool spending some money this year, I don't get it. I think it's a bit of jealousy, to be honest with you. You know, and it's probably because we signed very good players. And rival fans, they're worried. All right, Wirtz hasn't started on fire, but he's 22 years old. He's moved to a new league, a new country. You got to give the guy a bit of time. He's a baller. And anyone who thinks he's going to fail, well, they don't know football. Ekitike, another young player, great potential, and he started okay. Frimpong, another young player, good player. He started okay as well. Kirkes, all right, he's had a bit of a shaky start, but another young player again. Liverpool are buying players for the now and the future. These are players that are coming into the first team. And of course, they signed that Italian guy, Leone, the defender. He's one for the future, but he's already been called up to the Italian national team at 18. He's that highly rated, and he's played that well in the games he played for Parma, I think it is. So, listen, you know, and obviously Isak, the best striker in the league, without a doubt. I mean, I know the Arsenal boys are going to say Gyökeres has scored more goals than him and done this and done that. Gyökeres is 28. Isak is 25. And Isak is a better player than Gyökeres. I don't think there's anyone who would look at it objectively and say Gyökeres is better. No chance. But look, I know the Arsenal fans don't see that, but that's the reality. What Liverpool are doing is they're future-proofing their team. And I think, will it happen again where they'll do this 6-7 players? No. I think what you'll see moving forward is a couple of younger, promising players will come in with one superstar every transfer window now. Because they're in a position to do that. They're in a position to shop at Harrods. So they're going to do it. Why wouldn't you? And it is a change for Liverpool fans to see Liverpool do this. Because Liverpool normally don't sign the superstar. They turn the player into the superstar. But this year, they've done things differently. They've signed one superstar, Isak. They've signed another potential superstar in Wirtz, and if you look at the players they've signed, the trajectory is all on an upward curve of these players. They're all like rising like this. Isak is probably highest out of all of them in terms of his status in the game, but they've signed the best player in German football, Wirtz, the best striker in the league, the best left back from the Premier League last year, or one of the best left backs. You know, I think it was between him and that guy from Fulham, Robinson. So, you know, they've signed one of the most exciting right-sided players in German football, Frimpong. The most promising young French striker, Ekitike. The most promising young Italian defender, 18, he's been called up to the Italian national team in this international break. He's played like 20 games, 21st senior team, 20 senior games, only 20 games. He's 18 and he's been called up for the Italian national team. Listen, Liverpool have had a great transfer window, a generational transfer window, in my opinion. And it's about time. A lot of I've been seeing stuff, I think Jamie Carragher wrote an article saying, Liverpool are the Galacticos. No, they're not. Liverpool have just spent the money that they've earned and that they can spend, and they're in a position to do it, and the opportunities were there. The stars aligned. Let's not forget, Liverpool have lost a lot of players this season. One tragically, Jota, tragic loss. Diaz, Nunes, Kelleher, Trent, Tyler Morton. All right, not a first-team player, a young player. Harvey Elliott, who's gone out on loan with an option to buy for next year. Kwanzaa, Ben Doak. All right, they're not all first-teamers, but they all have been part of the first-team squad. Liverpool have sold, and they've got if you look at Nunes and Diaz, were big parts of the team that won the league last year. Kelleher, big parts of the team last year. I forgot as well, we signed that goalkeeper Mamadashvili, but we signed him the previous season, and he came this season through the door. So listen, Liverpool have done great business. FSG, hats off to you, man. You've done a fantastic job. Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes. That's how you do business. And the other clubs are just jealous, and that's my firm belief. And just let me know what you think in the comments below. Rival fans, my Arsenal boys, let me know what you think. Am I chatting rubbish? Do you really believe I'm chatting rubbish, or am I chatting the truth? Now I want to talk about something to do with the transfer window, but a little bit more. I'm looking at it's almost like a worrying narrative I'm seeing, and a worrying portrayal of certain players. Isak is being made to be the villain in all of this, right? People like Alan Shearer, Gary Lineker, Micah Richards, chatting rubbish. Oh, how could he behave in that way? So unprofessional. Oh, this is all a new thing. And then Visser done it to Brentford. And how could he do it? This is a new way players are behaving. Are these players crazy? Are these ex-players? Have they gone mad? This is not new behaviour. Players have been doing this for the last 30 years. I mean, I watched something today on YouTube which gave me the idea to actually comment about this, because the guy's right. There's a guy called Terry Flowers. I think he's a Man United fan, but he has his own YouTube thing, and he does the Football Terrace as well, which is another thing. Which, check it out. I watch some of their videos. I find it interesting to listen to what some people say about what's going on in football. But what he said was true. He said Pierre Van Hooijdonk. That was 30 years ago. That guy went on strike. Harry Kane went on strike. Recently, Modric went on strike. The two recent players that went on strike. Harry Kane because he wanted to move to City, I think, or United, one of them. And Modric because he was going to sign for Chelsea and Tottenham wouldn't let him. Okay, these players were on the strike. All right, they didn't get their move, but they still behaved in that way. So this is not new, and there's other players as well that have done it. This is not a new thing, but Isak is being really targeted. Alan Shearer on that podcast that he does with Gary Lineker and Michael Richards comes out and says, "Oh, Isak is the worst, though. Isak is the worst. What? Because it's Newcastle." And there's room. I think there's something in Michael Owen's book where he says Alan Shearer even held Newcastle to ransom over a new contract. So listen, I don't know how true that is, but I'm just saying what I've heard. But this is not new behaviour, players behaving like this. And let's get it right. Clubs do this to players too. Look at what happened in this transfer window. Isak, Wissa forced their move, forced the hand of the club by demanding they get their move. Right? That's what happened. Mark Guehi didn't demand anything. He acted how the fans or the clubs want them to act. And what happened to him? He got nothing. So, for me, Isak's not the villain. And then they're even saying now, you got some stupid journalists saying that he tried to sabotage Newcastle getting into the Champions League. And rightly so. Isak and his team of his agents and people like that around him, they're looking to sue that journalist, and I hope they do. I hope they bankrupt that guy because making that kind of allegation. What a disgrace. And it's so disappointing that people talk, and none of us, let's be clear here now, no one here knows what happened in any of these discussions between Isak and Newcastle, Wissa and Brentford. We don't know what the conversations were, what was said, who did what. Did Isak go on strike, or was he told not to play? Not to train with the first team, train alone. How many times the players have to be asked to train alone? It happened in Liverpool. Suarez was told he had to train alone one time. And this has happened to Liverpool as well. Players agitating for a move. Coutinho did it. He had some back injury, which he never had, to get his move. Suarez engineered for a move to go to Barcelona. Trent run his contract down to go to Real Madrid. So this has happened to Liverpool plenty of times already. It's not new. Just because it's happened to Newcastle doesn't mean that this is something new that's happened. And it will happen to Liverpool again. It will happen to all clubs because players have a short career and they want to maximise it. Right now, Liverpool are flavour. Liverpool where the top players want to play. So Liverpool are going to take advantage of that. Man United did it for years. Man City have done it. Chelsea have done it. But Chelsea did it by giving people 10-year contracts and things like that. So they've done it a different way, but they've done it as well. So listen, Liverpool are going to take advantage of that stuff. don't hate us, because you ain't us. We are going to do what we have to do to protect our club. So yeah, I just wanted to say, what do you guys think about some of the noise around, especially Isak? I think Isak's been really targeted by the mainstream media and a lot of the mainstream journalists as well. Not so much the YouTube people, like the Mark Goldbridge, this Terry Flowers guy, there's another guy, Rory Jennings. These guys who do the YouTube stuff, they haven't targeted Isak. They've said he was right to do what he did, almost. I think Rory Jennings has been the strongest one. Goldbridge as well. And these are big YouTube content creators on Liverpool. On football. So, and they're not Liverpool fans. So, that gives you kind of balance to what's happened here. So, yeah, I just think it's very unfair, very unsavoury, and some of the abuse Isaac's getting from the Newcastle fans about, some of it racist, some of it about how he looks, his, the way he is, I don't know, just about him, just really unsavoury stuff, not nice at all. So listen, I support what Isak did. Could it have been handled better? I think by everyone, yes. But this is football. It's big business. Newcastle wanted the money. And you know what? Newcastle tried to sign about 7 strikers in this window. And if they'd have got 1 or 2 beforehand, Isak would have gone at the beginning of this transfer window. Yeah, if all those players hadn't turned them down, they would have sold Isak to Liverpool at the beginning of the transfer window. Mark my words, they were going to sell him. So, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And that's the transfer deadline day, how I saw it. Arsenal signed another defender as well. I mean, they're really stocking up on defenders, they are. They're doing well. Chelsea again busy. And deal of the day must be, apart from Isak, but Chelsea selling Nicholas Jackson for 70 million. How the hell did they do that? They talk about Liverpool being good at selling players. Chelsea are very good at selling players. Yeah. Anyway, that's it from me. Have a great evening. Have a great week off for the international break. And I will see you on the next video after the Burnley game. Take care. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you're not subscribing. If you're one of the rare people that click on my video and don't subscribe, please give me a subscribe. Give me a like. Give me a comment. Share with other people. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.